Mason doesn't
I'm gonna like burn a spell to like take I'm only gonna take that
My name is Chase Bartlett, and I am the Dungeon Master. Sometimes just the Game Master, but DM is pretty much what I do.
I'm Dan Price. Well, it used to be Dungeon Master, but Game Master is usually what we use.
I'm Anastasia Sunday, and I'm just the DM.
Yeah.
We always say DM.
I started playing games since I was 7, and I think probably 9 or 10 I started running games with friends.
I was 12 or 13 when I started, and it was my friends from school. I read a lot, so a lot of what I read was fantasy and fairy tales, and so it was just kind of a natural progression into D&D.
I was in the 3rd grade. One of my cousins, who was quite a bit older than me, had this game. So I made my first character, and he ran me through an adventure, and I was completely hooked. I'm like, this thing is awesome.
Do you remember what your first character was?
I was a thief, and I died horribly, but it was epic.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to make a place. I want to give people a chance to have fun in this world.
Me, I like maps. I like to be able to show people where they're at in a world. And it doesn't have to be super detailed, just simply, I like to establish the location. I would use this like dungeon creator that was in the Dungeon Master's Guide, just draw maps.
There's a map of the buildings, and then within each building there's a map of where every chair and door and secret entrance is, and that would expand out to the town map, and that would expand out to the region, and that would expand out to a continent until I had finally created an entire world.
I start writing out the story that I want to tell and whatever plot's going on. And
Here's step A, here's step B, here's step C. So what you do in between that, it's up to you. Go crazy, whatever.
the plot never survives contact with the enemy. So
You just have to be ready for whatever the players are going to do, and also be ready to react to the totally unexpected.
there have been situations where I'll draw something out and they completely take it a different direction. One of the campaigns I ran, players were exploring around this wilderness, and they found these kobolds. For whatever reason, one of the players decided to stop and talk to the kobold sentry, and somehow rolled really well or whatever, and plus his role playing, and that became a quest. The party was all into it, and they were like, yeah, we want to help these guys, and instead of killing them. And I was like, all right, wasn't even expecting it.
At this game I was running, and several of the people that I was gaming with at the time were in the army, and their platoon sergeant was named Finley. I just named this bad guy, this villain, Finley. And the visceral reaction of them, they hated this guy. I mean, and they hunted this guy like bloodhounds.
I had a character who played a barbarian. They were all fleeing from some enemy, and he decides to set the prairie on fire. On fire! And the idiot set it behind the people that were chasing them. And I was like, he did not just do that. And I thought, what do I do?
I like the unexpected, so I have this mantra I used to say, it's like, you can't break my game.
As long as it doesn't mess up the story and people are having fun with it, then I let it go. I see what happens. So,
because as a DM, you can't say you can't go that way. You don't ever want to say no to a player, whatever crazy little antics they want to get up to.
Well, you have to be an arbitrator and a storyteller.
You're the narrator. That's all you are. You're the narrator, you're the umpire.
It's all about, it's just being able to wing it and sell it and just keep going. It's like leadership traits, really. I mean, as a leader, you never want to second guess yourself in front of people. You don't want to look indecisive. You're taking charge of the story. And if you waffle or are indecisive, the players tend to be like, well, then I don't know what I'm going to do.
So sometimes you have to undo the damage that other dungeon masters have done to people. It's like, it's okay, you're in a safe place.
The thing that makes it worth it is, I guess, when it comes all together. I play games because it's a social thing. There's friends. Inevitably, if you're not a friend of mine and you come to the game, you tend to end up being a friend of mine.
The creation itself is a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy it. But getting to see people run around in my world, it's worth it. It's worth it to get to watch everybody enjoy what you've created.
I like telling stories, and I like it when I see people enjoying the story. And it's a big part of my life. I mean, yeah, it's always new.
If it ever comes down to, in any, people are like, what do you want to do next Friday night? And my choices are get together and play any game, or get online and play something. I'm always going to choose get together.
You get the right group of people in there, and it's like doing a Shakespeare play with dice instead of a script.
In a role-playing game, anything can happen. It's limited by your imagination and the imagination of your player characters and their ability to go along for the ride.
And the skills that I learned doing it, like I was shy, I was timid. If you can present ideas and just go with it, go with the flow, and I got a lot more comfortable with it. And that was, gaming did that, so.
A lot of people I know that played, in real life, they were kind of quiet. They were kind of shy. But you get them in a room of people that have the same interests they do and play in this kind of game, and you get to see their real personality. If that happens, the game was a success.